Stephen, new season, your second season. As most people talk about the second season sort of scenario. What's your thoughts, first of all, on last year, coming close in the league final, and then obviously through the Christie Ring, just didn't make it. But what was your first season like? What's your thoughts overall?
It was really, really positive, Paddy. Going into the season, I suppose we were huge underdogs with the amount of players and the turnover of players that we had lost. But going into the league, the boys applied themselves brilliantly, and to get to a National League final was a tremendous achievement for them, Paddy. And it was testament to the work that they had done. The minute they come in through the gates for pre-season, they put their shoulder to the wheel and were really, really good.
You know, and when you analyse the year overall, then it wasn't really your team as such. It wasn't your squad. You were sort of inheriting the squad from Mickey. This is your squad now, and there's a lot of new faces there and a lot of turnover this year.
Well, look, I'd have been very familiar with all the players, you know, having coached them for 3 years, Paddy, and then we had lost so many and brought so many new faces in, the likes of the James McCanns and Ben Gormleys and boys like that we brought into the panel. So it was very much a new panel last year and a new experience for everybody, but they were brilliant in everything that they done, and they adapted to it really, really well. And the likes of Cormac Monroe was a huge addition as well with his first year out. So we got to the league final, and probably in the eyes of everybody we had overachieved there. But it was really positive, and to stay in the Christie Ring, we ended up with more points in the Christie Ring last year than we had done the previous year, which it was a great sign of progression, you know.
And you stay in that competition obviously as well for this year. We'll talk about that in a minute, but it all starts now with Derry in the National League, and Derry, of course, very, very difficult opponents always, and they sort of have been there for a few years now, so there's been some good battles between these.
There has, Paddy. Look, we're under no illusions of just how good Derry are. They were very close to winning the Christie Ring last year against Kildare, and the reality of it is they probably have 10 or 11 players that could very easily have been playing in the All-Ireland final, club final of the day, and were very unlucky not to be. So that's the calibre of player that they have, and they have available to them. They are a tremendous team, and I'm sure they'll be thereabouts again. But we have had good battles with them in the past, and I would expect another one on Saturday.
And you'd like to see people out, obviously, to support the team come early to O'Neill Sealy Park.
Yep, Paddy, we've got to a level here where probably it didn't look imaginable, you know, for Tyrone Hurling, and we're playing against counties now that we never imagined we would. So you would hope that the Tyrone community and some of the football community will come out and support us and throw their weight in behind us, because it means so much, especially in home fixtures. We played Derry 3 times last year, and we had to travel to them 3 times, and it does make a difference whenever the crowd gets up, and it can really help push the players on. So I would hope everybody will swing in behind, and we'll need that support throughout the year.
New faces on board this year again, a lot of transition, I suppose you would say.
There is. It's like a revolving door sometimes down here where you do, and it's just the age profile of the squad. But we've brought in young players and boys that have progressed through the 20s from last year. We have 5 or 6 now up and through from it. So look, they'll improve, and you can see already the difference that the 6-week period there has made to them. So we're very young this year, Paddy, and maybe if you're going into a Division 3 or something, they would have time to bed in, and that will be a learning.
No time now,
you know, there's not much time, and you know it's going to be tough for them, but they're only going to improve from playing against these teams, you know. So.
No doubt about that, obviously, as well. But staying in the division would be, I suppose, the initial target. But you haven't much time in a very condensed season. I was just looking, the Christie Ring starts again in April. You know, it's very, very tight, isn't it?
It's a tight schedule, and it's been made even tighter, sort of. And I was speaking to you there with the pre-season and no challenge games in December. I thought it was a ridiculous decision, Paddy. It's cut. Like, they're talking about player welfare, but you're only able to get two challenge games after the bad spell of weather. So you're not going in as fully prepared as you could be. You know, we've dealt with it. It is a very condensed season. It's all read up to the end of May. The league's unrelenting, but it's where you want to be. Players want to be playing games, Paddy, and that's how they'll improve.
I know, talking to previous Tyrone managers and managers all from the sort of the lower of the competitions in terms of the divisions and that, they've always said that that hurlers don't get a chance for summer hurling the best time in the year. Is that sort of something that you would look at as well and agree with? Because the weather obviously improves June, July. You'd like to get in the faster pitches maybe?
It is, Paddy, but you still have to respect the clubs as well, you know, and it's the clubs who are the bread and butter of the association. So everybody wants more time. They want more time spent with their players, but the clubs need that time as well, because their championships come round right and quick and around September. So they need the games there as well. I have no issue with a split season, but it was just with that initial, you know, no contact November, going in late in December, having no challenge games to January is more which I would have an issue with.
And tell me, what's your targets for 2025?
Look, we don't sit around the table, Paddy. We don't say, right, we're going to go and win Division 2 or we're just looking to survive in Division 2. We only look at the opposition that we're facing week on week. Derry is a huge task on Saturday. There's no point in us looking to the week after or the week after that, because each week will bring different challenges. So we're looking to learn as much as possible. Like, we're in the division here against established counties. We have three teams that are playing at Joe McDonagh level. A team that's just been with me, just relegated from the Joe McDonagh, and Derry that were beating the Christie Ring final. So it's a tough league, Paddy. But we want to learn as much as possible, because it will stand us in great stead then going into the Christie Ring. So we haven't put limitations on it, we haven't put expectations on it. We're just going to take it week on week, you know.
And it all starts with Derry.
And it all starts with Derry, and we've a good healthy rivalry with Derry. It gets all the players excited. But it is what it is. It's the first league game. Do we expect it to be perfect? Absolutely not. It's the start of the season, so there's going to be plenty of mistakes. I just hope that all the crowd comes out and supports us and swings in behind all the players, you know, Pat.
Fionn, congratulations, 22-year-old Tyrone captain, coming up to 23. You'll be 23 during the National League, but it must be a great personal honour to be captain of Tyrone.
Yeah, it's massive, especially after the amount of people you've seen in the years gone by in the captaincy role, like even Damien, even my brother Larkin, Owen too, stepping in for him, so it's a massive achievement. No
doubt about that. You mentioned Damien, and I think Hurling and Tyrone would have been lost without Damien Casey. Is he still a big part of your background? Is he still a big part of Tyrone?
He's massive. He's like, even the changing rooms every day, if we're training or have a match, there's a wee photo of him, wee memento for him too, and even I think he's just, before every game, everyone's sort of thinking about him in our thoughts and in our prayers too. Like, but
was he a big part of your growing up?
Well, when I was, what age would I have been? About 20. So yeah, well, when I was younger, like, he was always the man you were looking up to. Like, playing seniors, it was almost like there was a god in your club. Like, it was everyone talking about Damien this, Damien that, and you had someone to aspire to. Like, so.
It hasn't been an easy journey for you either, in terms of your career and injury, playing under 19 football. You know, it could have ended your career really, couldn't it?
Well, I was probably lucky enough in the sense it was COVID actually was probably helpful for me. It happened around COVID times, and then there's a few lockdowns, so it sort of made me focus on my rehab and all, and just I had nothing else really about, so I was focusing on myself, getting the gym, getting the rehab done, and then came out the other side of it, and then the league started back and got a bit of game time, so it worked out well for me, but it could have been a lot different, like, if I didn't put the work in.
A good full season last year, sort of a half season the one before, and your comeback. Is it good to get back again? First of all, was it good to get back into the swing of things? Was Tyrone, obviously Mickey was there at that time, and now Stephen, was it good to get going again?
Yeah, it's class. It's just even the setup they have it, so like even Mickey the year before and now Stevie, it's so professional, and everything they've done is done right and done meticulously. Like, even everything's, there's nothing unthought of, you know. Even we've got a nutritionist in now, there's nothing going on unchecked, sort of thing.
Have you noticed the change from your underage career right through to now, how it has developed, how Tyrone Hurling has developed?
Even like the trains and the setup's so much more professional, but even in terms of like people talking about it, there's a lot more respect being put on it. Even whenever I'm up playing for Jordanstown, last year I played one league game this year, but even when boys are asking about Tyrone, like, there's a lot of times you would have been up there, like, sort of laughed at you, but there's boys saying how he's getting on even the fact that you get promoted last year in Division 2 now, like you're getting a bit more respect as the years goes on, so it's always positive. Like.
Last year, obviously, the league final was a great step, sort of one that surprised a lot of people. And then going through the Christie Ring and having a decent run in the Christie Ring, as you're back in that again this year, an early start for that, obviously, but it all starts with the league again. Have you personally set targets to lead this Tyrone team?
As Stevie said before, we've no real targets. We're just taking it sort of week by week, game by game, but I suppose it's just step by step getting better with every performance. It's not really an actual goal, it's just trying to improve every game you play, so that would be more the goal for us. Like.
And you know, you're only 22, you're one of the youngsters. There's a lot of youngsters in this team. It's a very young team, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I was talking to our Lorcan, and I think Lorcan's, what Lorcan be, 98, so what's that? He'd be 26, he'd come on 27 here in August, but
he's one of the Oiler hands.
I think he's 5th or 6th oldest in the team, like, so that just says it all about, I'd say the average age is about, I might be above it for Hurling, so I'd say it's about 23, so it's very promising for Tyrone Hurling going forward.
You're coming along with players, though you would have played at under 20s and underage as well. There's a lot of familiar faces to you, I'm sure, too.
Aye, there's boys I've grew up with playing Hurling, and there's about 6 or 7 boys I've grew up playing with and playing against on the team there, so it's very positive. Even boys younger than me, they're all coming through now too. I think we have about 5 or 6 under 20s playing, so it's all very positive. And
your own point of view, finally, you're 22 years of age, coming 23, you're a role model for a lot of the young people around. You'd like to see a lot of those younger people out watching the game at Healy Park now on Saturday against Derry, and as many games as they could come to.
Aye, well, whenever you get that when you hear the crowd sort of getting up for you, it gives you a wee bit of extra drive to go for the ball, you know, like it just even gets the whole team a wee lift. It's class, like, so hopefully we get a good crowd out in Derry, and then hopefully we can get a win and push on for the rest of the season. And
the Christie Ring starts in April, doesn't much of a break, it's really straight through, isn't it, then and back into the club season?
Oh, it's all very condensed, you know, we don't really get a break. I think last year who did we play last year? Wicklow, I think it was, maybe. Or maybe not Wicklow. Last game anyway, I think a week after with the club game, like, so it's all very hectic, and then you have football going again, so you're looking forward to it? Aye, all good, all looking forward to it. Can't complain.